Okay. Everybody sees told oat, I assume. Okay.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
So please let me know if anyone else comes because at the moment I have Alice, Elisa, Arlene, Diane, Eleanor, and Judy. So always someone else comes and doesn't tell us. Okay. All right. So Alice, if you want to start, Ve'ela.
Okay. Ve'ele toldot Yitzchak ben Avraham holid et Yitzchak.
Okay, great. So I only looked up a few things beforehand, but one of them was Toldot, which, as you can see here, is the name of the Parsha. So Toldot, I was surprised when I saw story.
Sorry.
So I looked it up in a few other places. It could also mean generations. These are the generations of Yitzhak. And it could mean, what was the third one? The generations and, oh, my brain is like a sieve. Oh, the offspring, which I guess are all synonyms. Well, but I don't think story is a synonym of
Yeah,
offspring, but and generation. But
yeah.
anyway, just so you know, Toldot can be a couple different things. Okay. Elisa.
ויהי יצחק בן 40 שנה לקחתו את רבקה בת בתואל הארמי מפדן ארם, אחות לבן הארמי לו לאישה.
All right, thank you. So Yitzhak was 40 years old, Arba'im Shana, when he took Kachto, he took Rivka. I never like the language they use for marrying or having intercourse in Hebrew, but anyway, he took Rivka, the daughter of Betuel the Aramean, who was from Padam Aram, and she was the sister of Lavan the Aramean. So that kind of gives us a foreshadowing that Lavan is going to be important in the story. Okay, as a wife, Isha is as a wife, to wife. He took her to wife. Okay.
Wife, that's funny.
Okay.
Um, Arlene.
Okay. Vayetar Yitzhak Ladonai Lenocha Lenocha Ishto Ki Akara He Vayeavter Lo Adonai Batahar Rivka O Ishto.
Okay, good. He's his wife. Okay. So Isaac pleaded Vayetar, with God on behalf of his wife, Ishto, because she was barren, he Akara. And so Vaye lo Adonai. So I, because I'm just so observant, I noticed that this was the same word, Yeater and Yeater. Yatar, excuse me, Yatar and Yater. And so I was surprised that the second one was translated as responded when the first one was pleaded. So I looked it up. And two other translations say that God allowed himself to be entreated. So Isaac entreated with God, and God allowed himself to be entreated, or I guess another way of saying that is responded to his plea. But again, it's different. They took a lot of liberties, I think, in this translation. Anyway, so God responded to his plea, and his wife Rebecca conceived. Tahar. She conceived. Okay. Diane.
Vayit wrote to Habanim Bikir Ba Vat Omer Im Cain Lama Ze Anohi Vatelech Lead Rosh et Adonai.
Okay, good. But the children, Habanim, struggled. Yit wrote Su. In her womb, Bikirba, and the hay here makes it her womb, right? And said, and she said, Im Kain Lama ze Anochi. So if this is going to be the case, if you know this is how it is, then why do I exist? And she went to inquire. Lidrosh means to inquire. So she went to inquire of Adonai. Okay, so let's see what the response was. Okay, Eleanor.
Vayomer Adonai la Shnei Goyim bevit nech Ushnei li umim mimei yich yi par yiparedu ulom milom yeyematz v'rav ya avod Sa'ir.
Okay, great. Thank you. So this is rather famous and foretelling verse. So Vayomer Adonai La. So God answered her. There are two nations, Shnei Goyim B'vitnech, in your womb. Two peoples shall issue from your body. Mi me ayich, mi me ayich, mi me ayich. One people shall be mightier than the other. So Ye'amat, we know this from Be Strong and Courageous, Ye'amat. One people will be mightier than the other, and the older will serve, Ya'avod Sa'ir, the younger. The older shall serve the younger.
Why are there parentheses around the word
I think it's
goyim and
because
brackets? Goyim?
they're not. Let me. Oh well, in this case, it's because you can see here it's two yuds, and here it's a
Yes.
vav and a yud. So there, it's there. It's Let me see. Is there an
Two
asterisk?
ways to spell it. Just they're saying there's
Well,
two ways
it's
to spell
or
it.
they're saying it might have been like a scribal error, or
Oh,
yeah. They're pointing out that it's a discrepancy, and this is their best guess as to what it was supposed to be.
okay.
So
Right, thank
whether it was an error or whether that was how they wrote Goyim, 3,000 years ago, or it's just they
Okay.
want to point out to you that that's how it appears, but that's how you pronounce it. It's different how it appears from how you pronounce it.
Right.
And I'm just looking in another place to see if there's any further explanation. I don't see one, but that's whenever you see parentheses like that, and that's what it's telling you is, this is our best guess. This is how we're telling you to pronounce it. But just
I
so you
see.
know, in the Torah scroll, in the original,
Okay.
it might have been different. I'm just trying to see
Okay.
if in here how they spell it in here to see how the person reading the trope. See here, the person reading the trope, if they hadn't studied it ahead of time, if they hadn't used a tikkun and looked at it ahead of time, they're going to see the one with the double yud, and they won't necessarily know that in the Chumash and everyone who's reading along with them that it's been changed to goyim. Does that make any sense? Does anyone understand what I'm trying to say? That in the Chumash that everyone is sitting there reading, it's been changed to goyim. But the person reading Torah straight from the scroll, as I said, unless they've prepared ahead of time, they're not going to know that. Um, so
Okay. Because it's not,
does that
yeah, I
make
don't
any
see it in
sense?
the Hamash.
People, anyone
Yes,
following me?
I don't see it in the
yes.
Okay.
Hamash. I
Oh,
don't see it. Yeah.
are you looking in the Eitz Chaim? They just have
Yes.
goyim
Yes.
probably, right? They don't have the
Yeah, they
parentheses
have,
and all that.
No, there no parentheses, no
Right,
brackets.
that's what I figured. But in the older books,
Okay,
they they
thank
they
you.
they have both. Um,
Oh, okay.
either the more orthodox books or the older books, however you want to say it, they have it and they have a little asterisk and they tell you what's going on. So that's all. Yeah. So
Right.
people's or yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's that's the part that I love. That's got that kind of thing is why I do this. Okay, let's see. Judy.
I had just muted myself. Vayimala'u yamecha laladet vahine tomi bavitana.
Okay. So when her time to give birth was at hand, or when her days were finished, were completed, um, were full, when her time to give was at hand, okay. Hine, then what do you know? There were twins in her womb. Okay, Tomim are twins, and we've had this Vitna several times now, the womb, Vitnech, and we had it up somewhere else. Somewhere else. Okay. Okay, so I saw that Melinda snuck up on us.
I'm here. I
Okay, it's
apologize
your
for being
turn.
late. Vayatse harishon admoni kulo ke'aderet se'ar vayikra shemo esav.
Okay, let's just, for the hell of it, see what this is saying. Synonym of Seir, play on the Hebrew for hair. Okay.
Why does it look like esav instead of a saw?
Why?
Yes.
I guess the U and the Vav in some languages, Vav is U.
Okay.
I don't know how that
There's
evolved into
nothing after
Esau
it.
rather than Esau.
There's no, it's a vav, and there's nothing after it, so it's pronounced as a vav.
No,
Right.
I
No,
know
but
it's
the
pronounced
question
as
was,
a vav, but we
why did
know
it
it
come
as
down to
Esau.
us
So I'm wondering why.
One is Hebrew and one is English.
right. But the question is, why did it come down to us in English as Esau rather than, why did the Vav
Oh, I
disappear is
see.
the question. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. But I, I'm sure somebody knows the answer, but I don't.
Not
Um,
critical.
yeah, but I mean, often V's and U's are interchangeable. Okay, okay. So the first one emerged. So this is the emerged, and this is the first one. Red admoni, all red, kulo, red all over. Like a hairy. The say R is hairy mantle. Vayikra. Oh, so they called him Esav, because back, so they picked up, it seems like they picked up on the hair rather than the red when they named him, right? Is that
So
what
Harry is Esau means Harry.
they are? Yeah.
Harry.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I
Oh,
would think they
say
read it.
R is Harry, and they just
Yeah,
said, "All
say
right, let's
R is
come
hair.
Esau."
Say R.
Say
You see,
R.
say R is hair. So I don't know why they I would have picked up on the red more than the hair, but
You
whatever.
just,
That's fine.
it's your baby. You go, oh, my hairy little baby. My
Right.
little monkey.
Yeah.
You know.
He was immediately getting bad press.
Yeah. I don't know. Was hair a bad sign? Wasn't hair also I don't know. We could probably do a research paper on the culture of hair. Okay. Um, okay, so we're gonna go back to Alice.
Okay. Va'acharei chen atza ativ v'yado otezet, excuse me, ba'akev, , 'cause, 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 'c Esav, Vayikra, Shemo, Yaakov, V'Yitzchak, Ben, Shishim, Shana, Beledet, Otam.
Okay. Thank you. So let's see what they say about Yaakov. This was a play on the Akav, on the heel. Yeah, Jacob was a play on the Akav. Okay. So we're learning a lot of parts of the body here.
Akev is heel. Akev is
Cave
heel.
is heel. Uh-huh. So he grasped onto that heel, onto the heel of Esav. Yeah. So then his brother, Achiv, Yatsa, emerged. So holding onto the heel of Esav. So they named him Yaakov, which is we could see pretty easily Yaakov and Akev.
Akev.
Vayitzchak so Yitzchak was 60 years old, Shishim Shana, when they were born, Beledet Otam, at the time of their birth. Okay. All right.
Is there a
Elisa,
reason they give particularly the ages of the parents, and they're also older than
older. Yeah.
one
Uh,
would think, certainly for those times?
yeah. So a minute ago we learned that he was 40 when he got married, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Isaac was 40 when he married Rebecca, and he was 60 when his twins were born. I mean, it's anybody's, anybody's open to interpret it. I think it's just to show how long they waited. And,
Yes. I agree.
you know, and I always
Mhm.
take these years with a grain of salt. I mean, do you really believe that Sarah and Abraham were, you know,
100 or whatever.
90 and
Yeah.
100 years old
You
when
don't believe that?
I
Really?
don't,
Well, you don't.
I personally think they had a different way of counting years, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Do not know.
Maybe they exaggerated because you know how you go, oh, there were 100 people there, and there really was 30 or whatever, but you're trying to say they were very, very old. He was so old, he was like 100, you know.
Right, right. I mean, in the earlier story, like in Noah, remember how old all of those people were? Like 300, it was crazy.
Mhm.
All right. 27. So I think it's Arlene, but Lisa, did we skip you?
I'm coming.
Yeah, I haven't
It's
got.
Lisa.
Sorry. Okay.
Vayigdalu hane'arim
Oh,
vayehi
Lisa.
Esav ish yad. Can you? Okay. Vayigdalu hane'arim vayehi Esav ish yodea Said ish sadeh v'Yaakov ish tam yoshev ohalim.
Okay, great. So the boys grew up. So Arim are the boys, and this is grew up. Esav became a skillful hunter, and Ish Yodea Sa'id, Ish Sada, a man of the outdoors, or Sadeh is like is the field.
Is that word Yodea? Is
Yodea,
is that correct?
Yodea Sa'id, I think
Yodea.
is
Okay.
a skillful hunter. Yodea is to know, but I think in this case it's skillful, a skillful hunter. Um, and a man of the fields, but Jacob is a mild man, Ishtam, raising livestock, which I think this really means living in tents, doesn't it? Yoshev Ohalim I think
Yeah.
means living in tents. Let's see. Yoshev Ohalim, who stayed in camp, a sitter in tents. So, but they made it for some reason raising livestock. But maybe that's what people who sat in tents did, but they changed the Hebrew as usual. Okay, a sitter in tents. Okay, maybe it's an idiom. Okay,
Yeah, it said, and when you opened the note, it said idiom for pastoralists.
idiom of a pastoralist. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I like as you can tell, I like to translate words for what they actually say, but that's fine. It's fine. Every translation
Good to
is
know both.
I know this is just a minor stupid thing, but it's
Yeah.
funny that so Esau was born before Jacob, but they always, whenever you hear you, they discuss it and they say Jacob and Esau. Uh, so it was always confusing for me. Don't you? Is that just me?
But
No,
You always
Jacob,
hear Jacob and
yeah,
Esau. Why don't they say Esau and Jacob?
well,
Because
I
like in the previous
right
previous
because here
phrase
because
that we
we're
read,
told
it
that
said this one will take over
right
right.
because
the
we're
younger will
told from the
be above
beginning.
the other.
But
Wait,
Jacob
wait, leave
stole,
it there. Wait a second.
yeah, but Jacob stole Esau's birthright.
Right.
Oh, okay. So, all right. I
Yeah.
guess that's why. Okay, you're right. Okay.
I that
That
seems
makes sense to make
the
it more
reason.
dramatic. Okay.
Okay. So where were we here? Okay. Arlene.
Yep. And then I'm going to leave. Okay.
Oh, okay. We'll miss you.
Vayehav Yitzhak et Asav ki Said befiv bereave ka ohevet et Yaakov.
Okay. Great. So Isaac favored Yehav Esav because he had a taste for game. Said befiv in his mouth, in his mouth. He had a taste for in his mouth. Let's see what this is. He had a taste for game. Game was in his mouth.
Mhm.
Yeah, Said befiv.
Who had it? Isaac had the taste for game, or
Yeah, yeah,
Esau had the
yeah.
taste for
I
game?
think it's
Esau.
Isaac. Well, I think it's
Oh,
Isaac.
okay, yeah.
They both,
Yeah,
Isaac
it
and
Yeah,
sounds like
Rivka
because
had the
then
Isaac.
taste for
then
game.
it says Rivka favored Jacob, so it's a comparison between Yitzchak and Rivka. Yeah, but Rivka favored Jacob. So yeah, I think it's Isaac had a taste for. I think probably Esav did too.
The men were meat eaters.
Oh, okay. Let's see. After Arlene, I have Diane.
Vayazed Yaakov Nazid Vayavo Esav Min Hasadeh Vihu Ayef.
Okay, thank you. So once Jacob was cooking a stew, Yazed Nazid. I just read a whole Devar Torah about this stew and how it was lentils and okay. And Esav came, yeah, Vayavo from the fields, came in, what does it say here? From the open, from the fields, and he was famished, Ayef. So Jacob was cooking a stew when Esav came in. Okay. Okay. The plot thickens. Okay. Eleanor.
You're muted, Eleanor.
Sorry. Vayomer Esav El Yaakov Haliteni Na Min Adom Adom Hazeh Ki Asayif Anoshi Al Kain Karashmo Edom.
Which is why he was named Edom. Let's see what this is about. So Esav said to Yaakov, Haliteni, please give me from that red stuff. Min ha-adom ha-adom. Min ha-adom ha-adom hazeh.
Red stuff,
From
red
that
stuff.
red stuff. So I'm sure we could get 1,000 translations of what that red stuff was. As I said, I read the other day that it was lentils, but This one says, pray, this says, let me swallow, which I think is a closer translation of Holly Taney. Let me swallow some of, where is it? Let me swallow some of this red pottage of that red stuff, that red pottage. For I am famished, Ayef, which is why he was named Edom, because he ate this red stuff. They named him Edom.
But they named him Harry, not Edom.
I know, but I guess they also called him Edom because it was a play on this red stuff. Okay, I just want to look up this red stuff in one more place. I don't want to waste too much time, but I want
I
to.
thought Edom was also a name of a
Okay, my
place.
love.
Right. And centuries later it became a synonym for Rome and Christianity and
Is that in your bagel?
all that.
It would be too late for you to get new bagels at that point.
Yeah.
I just want to see verse
I never,
30.
I hadn't realized before that a dome is twice.
That's
Yeah,
emphasis
they're real.
usually.
I
In
They're
any
real.
I
literature,
wonder
repetition
whether,
is usually emphasis.
right.
Right.
But I
So
really wonder whether or not it's trying to say something else about something more significant than just this red stuff, whether it's referring to, related somehow else to red.
yeah. So I all I found was very red and red stuff and red. What was the other one? Red pottage or something. So so he had a nickname of Edom, I guess is what we're learning here. Okay. So what is Jacob's response? Judy.
Okay. Vayomer Yaakov Michara Hayom Et Bahora Tacha La.
Lee, to me. Lee.
Lee.
That's okay.
Lee.
And in certain cases it matters. I think here I think here it matters. Okay.
The trope gets in the way of the vowels.
Yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't see right. Couldn't see the
It's
vowel.
fine. It's fine. Okay, so Jacob said, Yaakov Vayomer, sell me or sell Kayom today at Bikir Yatchali. First sell me your birthright. I'm just trying to I'm curious about that Kayom. It's like today or let me see what this book says. Jacob said, sell as this day. I mean, that's pretty important. Your birthright to me. Okay. Bikorotcha. I don't know if the bu is part of the birthright or if it's a preposition. Bichora. Okay, it's the whole word. Birthright. Right of the firstborn. Okay. Okay. So it's like when you bring your first fruits. Bichora. Okay. Okay.
No, that's bikur with a cough. This is bechor, like a bocher.
Maybe the but is of
Firstborn.
firstborn son. Maybe it's implicit because but is the preposition.
No, be
But
is
it
not the
forms a
No,
preposition.
in
noun.
this case,
Before is
it's part of the noun. It's
Yeah,
part of
that's
the
what I'm saying.
actual,
It's part of the noun.
yeah. To me, it sounds like Bikurim, but maybe, at least maybe you're right. I'm not sure. I'll look it up later. Okay. Okay. Now, by my notes, Melinda.
Okay. Vayomer Yaakov. Oh, I'm up there. Yeah, Vayomer Esav, Hine Anochi Holech Lamut Lama Zeli Bechorah.
So Esav said, Ani holech lamut. I am on my way to die. I'm walking to my death, or I'm at the point of death. So lama zeli bichora. So of what use to me is my birthright? Why do I need this birthright? Well, I don't know. Maybe you're making a mistake. Okay. Okay, Alice.
Vayomer Yaakov Hishav'a li kayom vayishva lo vayimchor et bechorato Yaakov.
Okay. So, but Jacob said, Yaakov Yomer, swear to me. Again, it's this kayom first, or on this day. So he swore to him, Vayishavalo, and sold, he sold his birthright, the O here makes it his birthright, le Yaakov, to Yaakov. So swear to me first. So he swore to him. Very little thought went into any of this on the spot. Wow. Okay. Elisa.
Barbara, I think I want to thank you actually that you mentioned Bechor and Bikurim. Now that
Oh,
I thought about it when after you said it, I never realized before that connection, you know. So it's like the first son, the first fruits.
did you actually look it up to be sure?
No, I just thought
Oh,
about it myself.
yeah, no, I
But
think
because of
so.
what you said, that's, you know, the first son, the first fruits,
Yeah,
that it's
I mean,
related, the
yeah,
word's related.
okay. I mean, I just said it off the top of my head. It could be
No,
right,
that
could be
makes a lot
wrong,
of
but
sense.
all
It
right.
makes a lot of sense, and I never thought of that before, so it's really
Yeah,
nice.
good. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah,
The
as I said,
Yaakov, not I can't see very well. Hold on a second, I'm enlarging it. Okay. The Yaakov, not I can't see. Natan le'esav lechem v'nazid adasim v'yachal v'yesht v'yakom v'yelech v'yivez Esav et habechorah.
okay, let's see. So then Yaakov gave to Esau bread, lechem, and this lentil stew. Oh, here's where the lentil came from. So the nizid must be stew, and adashim are the lentils. That's where I remember I was talking about lentils before, and the lentil stew, and he ate and drank, and he went away. Um, and he Yaakov is rose and went away and walked away. And thus did Esau spurn the birthright. Vez Esau et habichora. Thus did Esau spurn the birthright. Okay, well, whether it was God's doing or his own doing, or that, and then it just abruptly ends. Okay, okay. Okay. I thought the rest of the story where Rivka gets involved and all that was going to come right here, but we're in a new chapter now. Okay. Um, so that was Elisa. So Diane.
Vayihi Ra'av Ba'aretz Milvad Hara'av Hari Shon no Shov Asher Haya Bimei Avraham Vayelech Yitzhak El Avimelech Melech Philishtim Gerara.
Gerara. Okay, so there was a famine, a Ra'av in the land. And they want to be sure that you know that this was a different famine than the one that had occurred in Abraham's day. I'm not sure why we wouldn't have known that, but it was important. I love when they have these side notes. Remember last week they were telling us Hebron, something about Hebron. In modern days, Hebron is here. Like I think I just get a kick out of that. And Isaac, so Yitzchak went to Avimelech, who is the king of the Philistines in Gerar. 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 So the hay here it's kind of like it's telling you that he went in the direction of Gerar. That's why there's an extra hay, because he was Yelech. He was walking to Gerar, if that makes any sense. It's just a small point that really doesn't matter. Okay. Eleanor.
Vayera alav Adonai, Vayomer al Herod Mitzrayim, Mitzrayimah Shechon Ba'aretz Asher Omar Elecha.
Okay, good. So it's the same thing I was just saying with the hay. It's saying go down to Mitzrayim. It's like go to Mitzrayim. That's why it has the hay. Anyway, it's just a small point, as I said. So God, Adonai, appeared to him, a love, and said to him, um, do not do not go down to Egypt. Lo, or al terad mitraima. Shochein ba'aretz asher omar elecha. Stay in the land which I point out to you. Stay in the land which I point out to you. Okay. Judy.
Gur be'eretz hazot be'elyeh imacha v'av rached ki laha ulaza'a etain et kol ha'aratzo ha'el v'hayat v'hakamoti et hashavua asher nishbati la'avraham avicha.
Okay, let's see. So Gur reside ba'aretz hazot, in this land. The zot is this land, and I will be with you, and I will bless you. Ba'avarchecha, because I will give to your seeds, I will assign to your heirs, et kol haratzot ha'el, I will assign all these lands to you and to your heirs, fulfilling the oath, hashvu'ah, that I swore, nishbati, to Abraham, your father. Hakimoti is, I guess, fulfilling the oath. Hakimoti, fulfilling the oath. Okay. Melinda.
Bahir beiti et zaracha kechoch de hashamayim v'natate no, ונתתי לזרעך את כל הארצות האל והתברכו וזרעך כל גויים, no, גויי הארץ.
Okay. All these lands. I'm wondering about this ha'aratzot ha'el. Ha'el. Because it almost sounds like that. Oh, it's the wrong word. Wrong word. I want to know what this is. Did it work this time? No. Ah. Ha'aratzot ha'el. Why won't it give me ha'el? I don't know. The other book says the same thing, says these lands. Oh, maybe it's like Eile? Kol haratzot ha'el, like ha'ele? Oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay. So I will make your heirs as numerous as the stars, k'chochvei hashamayim, stars of heaven, and assign and or give to your heirs all these lands at kol haratzot ha'el. So it's these lands. When I saw El, I got fooled and thought it had something to do with God. So that all the nations of the earth, kol goyei haaretz, shall bless themselves, hit barchu, by your heirs, vit zaracha. Hit barchu is they'll bless themselves by this. This is a preposition, but that they'll bless yourselves by your heirs. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. Alice.
Akev asher shama Avraham bekoli vayishmor mishmarti mitzvotai hukotai v'torotai. Can I ask a question? Two questions. When it ends in a yud, do you say like mitzvotai or just ta? Hukotai,
No, I
votai
think
or
you're doing it
ta?
right. Kotai. I think you're doing it
Tai.
right. Kotai betorotai. That's how I do it.
Yeah, we get into that discussion in our Hebrew group. Is it tai or ta? Because some people just say ta. They don't do the.
I'm almost positive it's Thai, and I'm going to make sure because I'm actually reading these. I just learned like yesterday that I'm reading those 5 verses on Saturday. So I'll make sure that I find out.
Okay. And then the
Um,
other one is my mind wanders. Is God talking to Isaac? All this is all God talking to Isaac, right? Not Abraham. Or is
no, I think you're right. I think he's talking to Isaac.
he's talking
Isaac
to
went to
Isaac?
Abimelech, and God appeared to him and said, it must be Isaac, right?
Okay. Uh,
Um,
and he's saying, I'm gonna make you, heir to as many stars as there are in heaven. He's talking to
right, right,
Isaac.
right. He's saying the same thing that he said to Abraham, but I think, yeah, because then he continues here, and as much as Abraham obeyed me, so yeah, yeah. So
Okay, so
Isaac
Isaac
obeyed
stay. Okay,
Gerar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine. It could have been the opposite, but
Kind of
until
get
we look
lost.
at it word for word,
Okay.
yeah, no, thanks for asking. Okay, but now remind me where we were where was that? Vitorotai. Okay. Okay.
Yes, that was
So
my
in
line.
as much, okay, in as much as I don't know whether it's in as much as, but let's say Akev Asher Shama Avraham Bekoli. Asher Shama Abraham. Abraham obeyed me. He listened to my words, to my call, Bikoli. He listened to my voice, really, and kept my charge, Mishmarti. my commandments, mitzvotai, chukotai, my laws and my teachings. Okay.
So he's God is saying, do like Abraham did before you, I
Yeah.
make sure you do just like he did.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Isaac stayed, Yitzchak vayeshev be Grar. Oh, so here you can see that it's just Gerar, right? And I was right about that final hey meaning going to Gerar. Okay. I always so exciting when I actually guess something correctly. Okay. Um, let's see. How much time do we have? Because I have to leave my house at 11. Oh, no, we're good. Okay. Elisa.
וישאלו אנשי המקום לאשתו, ויאמר אחותי היא, כי ירא לאמור אשתו, או אשתי, can you not, yeah, פן יהרגוני אנשי המקום על רבקה, כי טובות מראה היא. Yeah, thanks, because that I can barely see, so
Yeah, no,
sometimes I
it's fine.
understand
I'm
that.
sorry.
Thank you.
I apologize. I'm
No,
so
no,
sorry.
no, it's okay. Sorry. Thanks.
All right. So now we have Isaac doing the same thing that Abraham did with his wife. It's really it's almost like with the whoever wrote all of this that uncreative that they had to keep repeating the same themes or did they just do like father like son or okay. So when the local leaders, let's see what this is telling us. Local leaders or locals, Anshe Hamakom, the men of the place. See the dictionary under Ish. Okay. Okay. So when the local leaders asked him, Vayishalu, about his wife, they inquired really about his wife, Leishto. He said, she is my sister, Achotihi. Because he was afraid to say my wife, thinking Pen Yaharguni, thinking the local leaders might kill me on account of Rebecca, for she is beautiful. Kitovat mar'eh, she is like a sight of beauty.
So they would have killed him no matter what he was.
It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
I'm well, I guess they would have wanted Rebecca for themselves, and the only way to have her is if they killed Isaac.
It seems cowardly.
Yeah, he was
But
afraid to
still,
He's
he
say
said,
doing the
"Oh, she's
same
not my
thing
wife.
that
She's
Abraham.
just my sister." What does that have to do with it?
because this, if it's his sister, then they could have her. Then
But he doesn't want them to have her, does
I
he?
He,
know,
It's his
he
wife.
cares less about whether they take his wife and he cares more about his own life.
right?
Oh, is
Exactly.
that what
And
it's
that same
saying?
as Abraham.
Yep, same
So
as
yeah.
Abraham.
Same.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously,
Oh,
they didn't pass on stories from the
Yeah,
previous generation, or he would have known that his father did this and it wasn't a good idea. But he
right.
apparently had not heard that story. Nobody told
It,
him about that
it
story.
shows how women were not held much higher than property.
Right,
oh, yeah.
right. Oh, Esther is here. Esther, why didn't you tell us? Esther, would you like to read verse 8? Are you there?
Okay,
No?
verse 8. By he ki arklo shem hayamim v'yash kaf avi melech lishtim be'ad ha lon vayar v'hine yitzchak Mitzachak Kak Ate Rivka Ishto.
Okay, thank you. I hope you haven't been here a whole long time because I didn't know. Okay.
I'm fine, thank you.
Hi,
Okay.
Esther. Hi, Esther. Haven't seen you in a long time.
Hi,
Hi.
Esther. No, we haven't. Hope all is okay.
Yeah, sometimes I'm awfully busy. Thank you for asking. I enjoy seeing all of you too.
Yeah. Okay. So Vayehi ki so when some time had passed, Archulo Sham Hayamim, Avimelech Vayashkef, Avimelech, a king of the Philistines, was looking out of the window, but odd Chalon. Chalon is the window. He's looking out of the window. And he saw Vayar Yitzchak. He saw Yitzchak mitzachek at Rivka Ishto, fondling. Mitzachek is to play, or so they translate it as fondling, playing with his wife. Okay. I just want to look in one other place to see how they translate mitzachek. And it came to pass Isaac was jesting with his wife. So they're doing more the playing than the fondling.
That's a
So
big difference.
yeah, well, to me it's a big difference, but hey, so now of course I have to look up mitzachek and see where they got that from.
But then the next line says it all when we were what Melinda was saying that aha, so she is your wife. Why'd you say she's your sister? And you said,
Right,
'Cause I was
right,
worried about
right.
my own life.
Yeah. I'm
Mm.
probably not going to get mitzachek again here. Okay, it's not that important. They
It's the
must have a
wordplay on the
reason.
name Isaac.
They have a reason for doing for using that word instead of playing or jesting, and it's their prerogative as the translator. Okay, Diane.
Vayikra Avimelech LeYitzhak Vamer Ach Hine Ishteha Hev Ve'ech
Uh-huh.
Amerta Ahoti Hev
Oh,
Vay.
here we don't pronounce the vav.
Oh, so it's just he.
Yeah.
Vayomer Elav Yitzhak Ki Amarti Pen Armut Aleha.
Okay. Thank you. So Avimelech sent or called for Yitzchak and said, so she is your wife. Why then did you say she's my sister? Achuti. He. And Isaac said, Vayomer Elav Yitzchak ki amar ti pen amut aleha, because I thought I would lose my life on account of her.
Can I ask
Yeah.
again? Is it a love or is it a
Yeah.
live?
This
A
is a
live.
lot, a love.
Why isn't it not
And
a
I can't,
live?
I don't know why. I just know that it is a love. And I know that we don't pronounce the vav here. And as I've
Live.
probably said 1,000 times,
He.
um,
Yeah.
I have been told by people who studied these things for many years that this word is a complete mystery to scholars for, for hundreds of years. They don't know they don't know a lot about it. They just know that you don't pronounce the vav.
Is that the same, Barbara, for the word that's four from the end, one line above? Is that also he,
That's
not
the same
he?
word. That's he. That's the
So
same
it's
word.
pronounced he, not heave.
Exactly.
Okay.
And here it's a lav, but you don't pronounce the yud. A
A
lav.
live. And how about the last word? Aleha, or it's not
Aleha.
aleha,
Well, you can say aleha. Yeah, you can say
aleha or
aleha.
aleha, both.
Aleha or leha, depending on how you pronounce if this is a or eh, depending on when you went to Hebrew school or where you went to Hebrew school. I was always taught it was aleha, but people have said I was taught that a and the a, where's an a, are pronounced the same. They were told that A and E were pronounced the same. Whereas when I went to Hebrew school, it was A and E.
Yeah, well, I understand the ale, but then what do you do with the yud there?
Oh,
You just ignore the yud?
the aleha. I would do ale,
It's
ale,
silent.
ale,
Yeah,
aleha,
okay.
aleha.
Sometimes yud is sounded and sometimes yud is silent.
And what would you do here?
Silent, like you said.
Silent, aleha. And the one of the clues for me is this little mark that I'm losing I can't remember what
It's a vertical line. It's a
that
vertical
would
line.
be well, I was looking for the Hebrew word. I know it's a vertical line. I was trying to meteg. I think it's a meteg. Um, that would be a clue to me not to do it because that's coming before that. So it's telling me that it's aleha, aleha. Do you see what it? But I'm sure there are people who say aleha and nobody is going to stop them and say, you know, I'm, yeah. I guess what I'm saying is I don't think it's a big difference, but perhaps it's correct ale and not ale, but okay. If it is 11:03 and I need to drive to Silver Spring and meet someone. So but we could continue reading on your own because it's fast these stories are like fascinating. And we
Thank you, Barbara.
we
Thank
stop
you.
like because we're trying to do the parsha of the week where we stop it in the
Yeah,
middle
if
of
it
the
was a
very
Netflix series, I would have played the next one anyway, would have
exactly.
stopped.
But all right, well, it's great to see you and happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
And,
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Bye,
much.
thank you.
Happy
Bye,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
Happy
Thank you,
Thanksgiving.
everybody.
All right.
See you
Take
on the
care,
4th,
people.
right?
Shabbat shalom and Rosh
Shabbat
Chodesh
shalom.
Tov.
Yes.
Chodesh Tov.
Shabbat
Bye-bye.
Shalom. Rosh Chodesh Tov. See you on the 4th.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.